Mike Patton is one of the few frontmen and vocalists who demand attention whenever his name is brought up. Whether it's the glory days of Faith No More or the new surreal Project Dead Cross, you had better believe the man has earned his intense reputation. Regardless of whom he is working with on stage or in studio like the new Project Dead Cross, you will undeniably hear his presence. This self-titled album is the brainchild of Patton and Dave Lombardo that takes the hardcore style and drenches it in some of the most surreal ramblings you could ever imagine in music. With all the bands these men have been a part of, including Faith No More, Slayer, and Suicidal Tendencies, you can imagine just how much creativity can be brought to the table on levels of both intensity and insanity. At heart, Dead Cross is a hardcore band. You can hear it through the bones in this album on listening to the first few tracks, which oddly enough is a good chunk of the running time. In an interview online, Dave Lombardo said, "The album is only 28 minutes long. This album carries so much anger and frustration. You hear it in my drumming. It was the perfect birth of a hardcore album. It's one of the most brutal albums I've ever done." Coming from someone who has been a part of Slayer, that is a huge statement, and adding the creative yet spastic mind of Mike Patton is a recipe for something truly unique. My introduction to Dead Cross was on Sirius XM when tuned into Liquid Metal and hearing Sean the Butcher intro the new song as, "Hey, here's a new song from Dead Cross." It's weird. In that simple honesty, I heard something that undeniably grabbed my attention from the first few seconds, and it made me want to hear more. Seizure and Desist at first listen is almost indescribable. It will take you a few seconds to gather your thoughts and make an opinion on if it's for you. Lyrically, it's as surreal and chaotic as you can imagine. The percussion and riffs are thunderous and they will shake you. Once you get past the lyrics on the surface of Seizure and Desist though, along with many other tracks, you'll hear that also. As you listen through this self-titled album, you will at least once think to yourself, what am I listening to? It won't be mean-spirited or judgmental, but it will be a natural response as a human being. The lyrics intentionally defy rational description. Just looking at the track titles wouldn't be able to give you any clues as to what exactly this album is about. If you were trying to understand songs like Shillelagh and Bela Lugosi's Dead, you'll be wasting your time as it's the music itself that you should be hooked by. It's the root of hardcore sound that should be connecting if you are a fan of the style, and Dead Cross are able to deliver that in droves with a relentless speed, even in a short amount of time. Shillelagh, or Shillala as it's shouted in the song, is a good example of what I was talking about previously. It's the music and vibe that comes from the song and not the actual lyrics you should be trying to digest, because you might give yourself a headache in the process. It's guttural and angry while hearing everything from Bela Lugosi's Being Dead to things like Jesus Police being shouted at you. The biggest hindrance of the album is that it goes by so quickly. 10 tracks totaling under 30 minutes may leave you wanting more, but it also can be argued that it stays with you longer because of that. Quick, hardcore bursts that don't drag too long. It's the type of music that can really strike someone as a quick burst of energy from music if it doesn't scare you away at first. I would have loved to have been sitting in on the creative writing and studio recording process on this album. Hearing Patton and Lombardo create something that sounds like it's coming from another dimension. What's crazy though is that quite a bit of it works here, even if it's indescribable horror at first listen. Overall, the Dead Cross self-titled album is made for a select audience, and while it may not be perfect and may leave you scratching your head at some points, it definitely has the respect from a hardcore fan down to its core. If you are looking for a quick headbang that only Mike Patton's insanity can help contribute to, then give Dead Cross a chance.